It didn't ask me to be better, it just stayed and felt with me. You didn't ask me for a smile, didn't measure worth by mile. You sat beside my heavy space, no fixing, no need to erase, no checklist for me to complete, no pressure, just a steady seat. You didn't tell me to move on, just listened until the ache was gone. Nothing demanded, everything felt. You met me where my silence dwelled. No rules to break, no test to pass, just presence, letting moments last. No answers owed, no need to melt, just stillness where the heart was held. You didn't call it a weakness, no, when tears would rise, then fall, then flow. You didn't rush to make it light, you honored what was dark that night. And in that space I felt a shift, not forced but something soft would lift. Not because you tried to change, but because you stayed through the strange. Nothing demanded, nothing owed. You didn't ask where healing goes. You didn't need to name the pain, you simply stood out in the rain. No map was drawn, no stories told, just presence and the grace it held. And maybe that's what love becomes, not blazing stars or beating drums, but sitting still with all that's real, just choosing to feel, to feel. So if I speak your name one day, it's not because you cleared the way, but you remained when nothing helped and gave me everything you felt. So if I speak your name one day, it's not because you cleared the way, but you remained when nothing helped and gave me everything you felt. The door didn't lock, the light stayed on, and for once I wasn't waiting for something to go wrong. Were plain, the ceiling low, but nothing told me I should go. No shadow lurking at the frame, no silence whispering my name, no breath held tight beneath the skin, no need to watch who might come in. Just air that felt like it was mine, a stillness without warning sign. This is a room without the fear, where every sigh can just appear. No tightening in grip, no secret glance, just safety in a second chance. No ghost to where safety only came in names. But now I stand and touch the air and know there's nothing there. So if you find me soft and still, it's not because I've lost my will. It's that I found what peace is near inside a room without here. Their light came back in full bloom. Mine came in pieces. I didn't rise like morning sun. I didn't dance when pain was done. No fire burned, no curtain fell. Just silence that I learned to dwell. They ran through fields reclaiming breath. I sat with shadows learning death. They painted walls in brighter hue. I patched the cracks that still showed through. I didn't heal like they did. No sweeping light, no closing lid. No mountain climb, no ribbon tied. Just choosing not to run or hide. No finish line, no final bid. Just breath I didn't keep hid. They spoke in metaphors of flame, of burning past and shedding shame. But mine was slower, soft, unsure. Not fire, but something just as pure. I didn't smile in every frame. My joy was quiet, rarely named. But it was mine and it was true, even if it looked askew. I didn't heal in polished ways. I didn't shout my better days. I grew like moss on broken stone, alive, but mostly on my own. No story neat, no spotlight slid, but still I healed, though I hid. And maybe that's the truth we miss, that healing doesn't sound like bliss. Sometimes it's just a quieter tone, a whisper that you're not alone. So if I don't fit in their script, it's not because I haven't flipped. It's just I healed in ways I hid, in breaths they never did. And that's enough, the way I did. The world didn't do it for me, but I didn't stop for it either. Still, I'm here. The world that is. I've walked through days without a sound, with feet unsure of solid ground. I've stood in rooms that didn't see and whispered back to only me. I've felt the weight of staying still when moving on just took more will. I've carried years in silent ways, but still amid the morning haze, still I'm here, not loud, not grand, quiet stand. No need to win, no tale to spin, just proof I stayed through all I've been. Not shining bright, not crystal clear, but soft and strong, and still I'm here. I don't have medals on the shelf, no perfect words to name myself, but I have nights I didn't flee, and mornings that remembered me. I didn't fight the storm with fire, I curled beside my own small choir of half-healed thoughts and stitched up grace, and found a livable place. Still I'm here, not fully healed, but not the one who always kneeled. I've made a home from scraps and dust, and filled it with a quiet trust. No trumpet call, no distant cheer, just breath and time, and still I'm here. I'm near. Yeah. They may not see the wars I lost, or all the lines that healing cost, but every scar I've yet to name is proving with a quiet trust. No trumpet call, no distant cheer, just breath and time, and still I'm here. They may not see the wars I lost, or all the lines that healing cost, but every scar I've yet to name is proof I stayed inside the flame. So if you ask me what I claim, it wasn't a miracle, it was toast, warm socks, a breeze that knew my name. It wasn't grand, it wasn't loud, no thunder falling from a cloud, just coffee steam and morning light, a chair that held me through the night. The kindness came in silent ways, in folded clothes and quiet praise. A window cracked to let in air, no sermon, just someone who cared. This is the kindness of small things, the safety that a silence brings, a note left on a cluttered shelf, a moment I remembered myself. Not angels flying nor bells that ring, just grace in small things. A single laugh I didn't fake, the sound a tired bird can make, the softness in a stranger's eye, a slow and wordless lullaby. The weight of days can crush the chest, but still the smallest things can rest, like hands that pass the butter slow, reminders that I'm not alone. This is the kindness I let in through creaks of floor and humble grin. No golden hour, no trumpet song, just mornings that don't feel wrong. No need for crowns or offering, just peace in small things. And maybe love is found the most, not in the fire, So if I weep, it's not from pain, but gratitude for subtle rain, for simple acts and soft routines, the quiet kindness of small things. Not every wound scream, some just stay and stop asking to be seen. There are scars I never named, hidden deep, untouched by blame. They don't ache, they don't declare, they live inside. Breathing air, no flash of pain to validate, no storm to chase, no heavy gate, just lines beneath the surface flow, still there, but softer now, you know. These are the scars without a sound, no louder pain, no battleground, no stories told with teary eyes, just quiet where the old hurt lies, not healed like light but held like stone, still part of me, but not alone. I used to think they had to fade or earn a song or be displayed, but some just rest and learn to be a history that walks with me. They taught me how to gently bend, to not expect the pain to end, but find a place where I could stand without a war inside my hand. These are the scars without the noise, not stolen dreams or shattered toys, just softened echoes in the skin, a sign that I have lived within. No spotlight burn, no voices loud, just peace where silence is allowed. Let them stay, I've made my peace. They hold no chains, they ask no lease, they simply are, and that's enough to know I'm whole, though still a little rough. So if you see me smile one day, no, not all shadows go away. Some simply sit and don't rebound, like stars that stay without a sound. I sat there too long, waiting for something to change me. Turns out I was the one who could walk out. I used to sit behind closed doors, with hope like wilted flowers on floors. Each breath a hush, each glance a guess, just waiting for a sign to say yes. The magazines were out of date, the clock just stared, no twist of fate. I wore my silence like perfume inside that endless waiting room. But I don't sit in silence now. I stood, though I forgot how. No buzzer rang, no curtain raised, just me, unlearning how I stayed. peace behind that glass. Not if you're waiting for pain to pass. It comes when you stop holding still and let the living fill the will. So if you wonder where I've gone, I left to find a quieter dawn. No therapist, no savior bloom, just me, and no more waiting moves. I'm not all the way healed, not all the way whole, but I am whole enough to be here. There are cracks I no longer hide, corners of me I let slide, pieces missing, names erased, but I'm still breathing in this space. I used to wait to feel complete, to fill the gaps beneath my feet, but wholeness isn't sealed or tight. It's choosing to stand in half light. I'm not all healed, not made of gold, not everything I used to hold, but I can laugh, I sleep at night. That's more than endless silent fight. I'm not perfect, I'm not tough, but I am whole enough. I stopped comparing all my pain to those who danced in morning rain. Some days I still can't face the crowd, but I speak, even if not loud. My joy is stitched with threads of grief, but still I wear it like belief. No final form, no flawless skin, just someone learning peace within. I'm not the girl I thought I'd be, but I can hold what's left of me. I smile and mean it more than once. That counts more than perfect runs. No need for shine, no need for bluff, just this, being whole enough. And maybe that's what strength becomes. Not louder drums, but quieter songs of all the days I didn't quit, of all the cracks where love still fit. So let me be what I am now. No flawless vow, no polished brow. I'm not undone, I'm not too rough. I'm here, and that's whole enough. I'm not the girl I thought I'd be, but I can hold what's left of me. I smile and mean it more than once. That counts more than perfect runs. No need for shine, no need for bluff, just this, being whole enough. And maybe that's what strength becomes. Not louder drums, but quieter sums of all the days I didn't quit, of all the cracks where love still fit. So let me be what I am now. No flawless vow, no polished brow. I'm not undone, I'm not too rough. I'm here, and that's whole enough. Last night, yeah. It didn't blaze across the sky. No thunder rose to clarify. No crowd around to see it shine. Just morning moving down the line. No fireworks behind my name. No echo carved in stars or flame. But still I walked with lifted eyes, held steady by the softest light. This is the light without the flash. No golden robe, no sudden crash. It didn't scream, it didn't burn, just whispered. When it was my turn, no spotlight sharp, no glowing dash, just warmth in light without the flash. It came when I had lost my voice, when silence felt like second choice. But then the sun just touched my face. No asking, it just took its place. And all at once I felt a glow, not loud enough for others' show, but in my chest a steady hum, a knowing that I'd just become. This is the light they never named, the one that doesn't seek acclaim. It doesn't pose, it doesn't chase, it simply fills the open space. Not given fast, not made to clash, just truth in light without the flash. I used to want the blazing sun to prove the dark had finally run. But now I see what matters most is light that never has to boast. So if I shine, it won't be loud, not for the stage, not for the crowd, but in the quiet, soft and true. There's light that finally came through. No need to dazzle, burn or crash. I live in light without the flash. I didn't drop it, I didn't fight. One day it just wasn't mine to carry. I carried it through years of rain, through sleepless nights and silent pain. Tied, tied around my every step, a shadow I had always kept. It shaped the way I bent and broke, the words I never really spoke. But one still morning I just knew that weight was done with me too. This was the weight that let me go. No shout, no tear, no final blow. It didn't crash, it didn't scream. It faded like the end of a dream. No hands unclenched, no need to throw, just gone. The weight that let go. I didn't win, didn't lose. I didn't have to even choose. It simply slipped from where it clung, like dusk, releasing what it hung. So if you ask how healing feels, not thunderous but soft reveals. It's when the grip you never knew releases and makes room for you. No need to fight, no need to know. Just rest in the weight that let go. And used to run from everything. Now I'm learning to stay. I used to run from quiet rooms, from shadows shaped like old perfumes. I filled my days with noise and speed, afraid of what I'd have to need. But then I stopped and let it land. The ache, the stillness, open hand. No story told, no lie to chase. Just breathe inside a waiting space. I'm learning to stay when it stings, to sit with all the trembling things. No polished script, no fixed phrase, just me inside unworried days. I don't escape, I don't delay, I breathe and learn to stay. It's not a war, it's not a win, it's simply not abandoning the parts of me I used to shun. The grief, the guilt, the coming undone. And slowly time begins to mend the edges I refuse to tend. Not by erasing all the pain, but by refusing to abstain. I'm learning to stay through the storm, to hold what doesn't yet feel. No need to name, no need to know. Just feel and let the feeling go. It's not about a better way, it's just that I can stay. And maybe staying is its own kind of sacred when you don't unwind. To be a place where I can rest, even when I'm not my best. So if I pause, if I don't run, know this is how the healing's done. Not chasing light, not casting gray, just choosing now to stay. So if I pause, if I don't run, know this is how the healing's done. Not chasing light, not casting gray, just choosing now to stay. They said I'd break, but I didn't. I learned how to bend. I used to think strength meant steel, no tears, no cracks, no room to feel. But when the storms began to call, I learned how not to fall. I didn't stand against the wind, I let it move the place I'd been. Not shattered glass, not burning wood, just someone who understood. I didn't break, I bent instead. Let sorrow move me, not be fed. I didn't scream, I didn't shout, I just learned how to blend things out. And though I swayed, I never went. I stayed because I bent. Some days I curled into the pain, let quiet be my window pane. No armor strong, no stone defense, just breathe and small resilience. They looked for cracks, for signs of fall, but all they saw was someone small who leaned but never truly snapped. A soul that simply adapted. I didn't break, I shaped with grace. I changed but never lost my place. No headline made, no battle won, just strength that doesn't weigh a ton. I've been through nights that came and went, still here because I bent. And maybe power isn't stone, but knowing you can bend alone, without applause, without defense, just being your own evidence. So if you ask me how I stayed, it's not because I wasn't swayed, it's that I moved and still was meant to live because I bent. It's not because I wasn't swayed, it's that I moved and still was meant to live because I bent. It didn't vanish, it didn't vanish, it just stopped hurting like before. I used to brace for every breath, like pulling air from under death. The ache would twist behind my ribs, a quiet thief that always lives. But then one night it simply sat, no sharper edges, not like that. Still there, but not demanding weight, just presence I could tolerate. This is where the ache became soft, not gone, but not tearing me off, like fabric worn, not torn apart. Still frayed, but beating near my heart. It didn't scream, it didn't scoff, just settled down and softened off. To greet it like a guest, not friend, not foe, just part of rest. No war declared, no need to win, just breath that welcomed pain within. And maybe that's how peace begins, not with loud cheers or perfect ends, but when the sharpness dulls its claim and I no longer wear the blame. This is where the ache grew kind, no longer clawing at my mind. It still exists, it still arrives, but doesn't steal away my life. It hums beneath, not loud, not oft, a whisper where the ache grew soft. And some would say that pain must fade, to call it peace, to feel unmade. But I have learned to hold it near, to let it stay, but not steer. So if you ask how I survived, I didn't run, I just arrived at that small place inside my and somehow soft. It wasn't joy, not fully yet, but it wasn't pain either. It was something in between, and it was real. I caught it once, just for a breath, a moment small, untouched by death. No swelling song, no victory light, just comfort on a Tuesday night. A laugh escaped, not loud or long, not proof I'm healed, not some brave song, but honest in its quiet place, like sunlight warming empty space. It's not quite joy, but almost there, a flicker in the heavy air. It doesn't dance, it doesn't shine, but still it feels like partly mine. I wouldn't trade this softer toy, this tender thing that's almost joy. I used to think it had to glow, to rise like fire or overflow, but now I see it comes in crumbs, in quiet, where the healing hums. A smile I didn't have to fake, a breath that didn't feel like ache. No grand parade, no sudden bloom, just laughter in a quiet room. It's not quite joy, and that's okay. It visits in its own small way. No bursting stars, no glory flight, just stillness with a bit more light. A softer truth I won't destroy, this fragile thing that's almost joy. And maybe joy's not always loud, not always proud, not always proud, but stitched into a softer thread that holds when louder colors fled. So if you see me smile alone, it may not mean I'm fully home, but still I sit, I breathe in joy, this moment now of almost joy. I thought silence meant being alone. Turns out it was the first thing that stayed. I used to flinch at quiet rooms, mistook them all as hollow tombs. Each breath too loud, each thought too wide, just echoes, nowhere safe to hide. But slowly stillness changed its face, became a soft, forgiving space. No longer sharp, no longer cold, but arms that didn't need to hold. This is the silence hands that held me tight, not to bite, but make me lie. It didn't speak, it didn't teach, but gave me what words couldn't reach. No noise to fix, no voice to flee, just quiet that could cradle me. No sudden flash, no deep reveal, just minutes I forgot to feel. And then I noticed I could stay without the need to run away. I'd filled my life with endless sound to drown the things I never found. But now I sit with nothing said and still feel gently led. This is the silence that stayed the same when joy was dull, when grief still came. It didn't judge, it didn't press, just offered space for me to rest. Not peace I earned, not calm I pled, but stillness that stayed instead. And maybe strength is born this way, not in the roar, but in the gray, the in-between that no one sees, where silence becomes your ease. So if you find the world too loud and ache beneath the outside crowd, remember this: you're not empty. In silence that still holds gently. I didn't plan for peace, I didn't earn it, but it showed up anyway, quiet, uninvited, perfect. It wasn't on my list to find, no plan, no map, no finish line. I thought I had to earn my rest through storms and trials and every test. But one small hour slipped in slow. No reason why, no need to know. A breath, a pause, a sudden ease, and there it was, unpromised peace. Peace by accident, not planned. It didn't wait for me to stand. No lessons passed, no vow I kept, just stillness that beside me stepped. Not forced, not fought, not even dreamt. It came like wind I never sent. I'd built my walls with heavy hands, prepared for pain that always stands. But something soft walked through the gate. No warning, just a lighter weight. I didn't pray the perfect prayer, didn't shout into the air, but somehow peace just made a space without request. if you're tired, worn and low, don't chase it fast, don't force the flow. Sometimes it slips beneath the noise, a hush you didn't choose but can rejoice. Peace doesn't always come with intent. Sometimes it's peace by accident. It wasn't triumph, wasn't bright, just a quiet day that didn't fall apart. It started like 100 more, shoes by the bed, keys on the floor, coffee cold, the window gray, but something felt lighter in the day. No trembling hand, no sudden cry, no need to fake, no urge to lie. The weight I'd carried didn't scream, it simply faded like a dream. This was the day I didn't break, no shattered breath, no thin heartbreak, no rescue song, no sacred ache, just ground that didn't seem to shake. It didn't soar, it didn't shine, but peace walked softly into mine. No fireworks, no finish line, no sign that pain had resigned, just morning light on dishes stacked, and breath that finally gave something back. I smiled and didn't ask why, didn't wait for tears to cry. It wasn't joy, it wasn't fake, just quiet. On the day I didn't break, this was the day I stood alone, without the chill beneath my bones. No voice to tell me I was wrong, just silence that somehow felt strong. No burden rose, no fault to shake, just stillness on the day I didn't break. It may not sound like much to some, but for me, it's where healing begun. Not with applause or mountain peak, but a day where nothing tore or leaked. So if you ask me what I crave, not oceans deep or skies that wave, just more soft days I get to make, like this one, the day I didn't break. I didn't ask, but it came, and maybe that's the real grace. I prayed for doors that never moved, for storms to end, for hearts to prove, but silence met me every time. No voice, no sign, no single rhyme. I cursed the sky for holding back, for giving me the things I lack. But somewhere in that quiet air came peace I didn't know was there. These are the honest prayers I keep, the answers that arrived in sleep. Not what I begged, not what I claimed, but gifts that never wore my name. Some mercies come without a choice. They enter soft, they fill the cracks. The ones I never dared look back. So now I bless what never came, the silent grace without a name. No thunder spoke, no altar flared, just peace inside a nest of prayers. So now I bless what never came, the silent grace without a name. No thunder spoke, no altar flared, just peace inside a nest of prayers. Some things leave loud, suddenly like a whisper, but this stayed. I used to brace for every sound, afraid the calm would let me down. But silence came and pulled a chair and sat with me like it was always there. No answers written in the rain, no fireworks to end the pain, just gentle light across the floor, a hush I didn't fear anymore. This is the quiet that stayed, not begged, not forced, not even prayed. No promise made, no need to prove, just stillness that chose not to move. It didn't speak, but it replied with warmth. I no longer had to hide. I thought I'd only feel okay when all the shadows went away, but they just softened, took new shapes, and left behind what peace creates. I walk the same old broken roads, but now with lighter, steadier loads. Not every wound demands a word, some heal by simply being heard. This is the quiet that stayed, not sharp, not sweet, not loud, not played. It didn't shine, but it was near, a silence I could finally hear. It didn't push, it didn't pull, just made the heavy feel less full. I never thought I'd find my peace in something that asked nothing of me, but here it is, no grand parade, just air and the quiet that stayed. So if you ask what saved my name, it wasn't hope or pride or flame, it was the hush I let remain, the quiet that chose to stay. I didn't win anything, I just stopped holding my breath. I used to count the ways I broke, held every crack like some cruel joke, measured worth in silent wars and nights I slept behind closed doors. But one slow morning I just breathed. No need to prove, no need to plead. The air was plain, the sky was dull, but for the first time it felt full. This was the moment, soft and small. No one noticed it at all. No fireworks, no final bluff. Just breathing, and that was enough. No higher place, no voice above. Just me, inside a kind of love. The world still spun, it didn't wait. But I no longer feared its weight. No medals hung, no finish line. Just seconds I could call mine. And though my heart still knows the ache, it doesn't tremble when I wake. Each breath no longer feels like theft. It's something I'm allowed to have left. This is the life I didn't chase. It came when I gave it space. Not carved in stone, not wrapped in gold. Just quiet in a lucid hold. No echo screamed, no fire rough. Just breathe, that was enough. I thought I'd need a thunderclap to know I'd made it back. But healing came on tiptoe feet. In every breath I didn't cheat.